What is the sharing economy, and how would you define the boundaries of it?
You know, most people think of it as you've got something that you can make available to others and make a profit from it, and the boundaries I think that are most people are most concerned with are the legal implications, the taxes, what does it mean to the incumbents and things like that. But if you take Uber, for example, I was in the first round of Uber, and to me, it's not even in the sharing thing, because it's like no one's sharing the limo. It's just that the limo is available, and it's putting somebody to work who's currently sitting on the side of the street looking for more work. But it's making a huge impact, obviously, on an incumbent and changing laws. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with everybody. And I think the key is that, like everything, like Priceline did and like Amazon did with paying taxes, there'll be a balance that everybody will strike. It's certainly not going to go away at this point.
Right now we're seeing, at least in our business, that there aren't that many boundaries. I think there's big question marks around insurance and sort of structuring these companies and how we approach that. But from an idea perspective, and whether you're looking at sort of a microeconomy or something that can reach globally, there's ideas coming out of, just pouring out of the sky, in the sense of folks that have either thought of an idea in the last couple of years and haven't had a way to power that, or are anxious to get involved in this new way of commerce. And so for us, we've kind of been calling it collaborative commerce, to get away from the word sharing, and re-commerce as a way that peers are connecting with each other across any level, or a brand is connecting at another level with their peer. So, from a boundary perspective, I think that there's challenges with governments, and we're starting to see folks like peers and other folks try to push towards the movement and breaking down a lot of those walls of, what's keeping some of these companies from growing and from growing in the next level, whether it's Airbnb or some of the small startups that we work with. So I think the limitations are definitely around insurance and legal aspects of it. But anybody, and we're trying to help that movement, is that anyone can come into this new collaborative world of sharing at a small level within a community or at a global presence. So we're trying to help scale that.
I kind of see it in a different way. I think that the sharing economy really, as many people say, it arose in 2008 when there was limited economic opportunities in the more formal economy. And so the sharing economy has been defined as an emerging economy that allows people to use their underutilized resources or their time and whatnot. And as we see it grow, and referencing a company like Uber or its company that emerged in competition with Lyft, which was UberX, which was the ride-sharing component. I think the boundaries that we kind of look at are the participants in the sharing economy being benefited across the board. So are the boundaries, making sure that participants in the sharing economy are adequately compensated, and that we don't see drivers in a race to the bottom for what they make in an economy that they thought was going to be something that was much more in their control. I think there's a boundary in terms of the values. The whole part of this sharing economy and this lovey feeling that we all get around it is, in my opinion, this openness and transparency, a collaboration, a legitimate, authentic community. And so I think the boundaries, in which we look at the sharing economy can be viewed in terms of the values of it as well.
We live in a world right now of abundance. It's not scarcity. It's just that those resources aren't being allocated efficiently or effectively by the market. So shared resources, but and also shared access. So lowering those barriers to market, to entry for individuals who want to be starting their own businesses or to be driving Lyft or whatever. just figuring out how can more people may create their own livelihoods for themselves and not be dependent on others, but also shared ownership. So we're looking at shared ownership structures, cooperative organizations and cooperative businesses, and cooperative housing, those types of things, to really try to figure out the boundaries of the sharing economy and start to look at it from a values perspective instead of one of just sharing resources.